I mean, I'm doing great apart from this fucking incident yesterday that was just
Oh my God. Did you know anyone that was near it?
I don't.
I've been watching it all morning. To be honest, yeah, I'm so heartbroken by it.
Yeah, well, it's
Do you know, like,
mental.
we'll get to it when we come in, but like, I'm actually heartbroken for the city of Liverpool.
I know.
It's
What should have
again,
been. I know.
again, and it's like, do you know? I actually googled today. Do you know what? We're jumping. We're jumping because it's like we're going to start with this anyway because I think it's so important. It's more than football.
Mm.
It is, and it's honestly, I can't imagine like tone. Like we're going to get to it. We'll kick off. Wait, I want to just order our coffees. Can we have 3 coffees and 3 waters?
Let's get to the important stuff first, Sam.
Yeah. I usually do this before.
Get your caffeine fixed in.
And I need to put the aircon on in this room because it gets so hot when we're doing it.
You know what? I just did exactly the same here. I'm fucking sweating.
How do you order coffees in your house, Tone?
What's
Not
that?
Oi!
Not by text.
Yeah, he has a bell.
No, I can't order coffees in my house unless it's the missus. She orders coffees via me.
It's fucking great, isn't it?
Right, let's jump in. Welcome to Football or Soccer, the podcast. We have got all of us here today.
Full house,
which is good. We just had a long weekend here.
Yep.
And obviously, if you caught the beginning a bit, Liverpool won the title this week. Done. And then we saw the other side of football. We'll call it the dark days of football return to a city that has seen more than any any other city in the world, I think. Of
I don't
tragedy.
think it's anything to do with football, though, mate. To be honest.
No. I mean, but no, not to. But I mean,
just dealing.
There's
with
been so many tragedies around football in that
with.
city, and I googled today how many people in Liverpool. Like, what was the population? It's 1 million people, and you had 1.5 million people, I think, on the streets having the best day of their lives.
Yeah.
As we've seen plenty of times, a couple of other times in the past. And then one idiot has wrecked so many lives of himself, other people. At this minute of recording, no one has reported a fatality.
Thank God no one.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But we don't know, obviously, who's in hospital, who's hurt.
Yeah.
But the people that are affected, the people celebrating, the club, the families, the emergency services, the people that work in government in Liverpool, the Prime Minister, everyone now is focused on this. And what was great, I did see is the big praise of from people of Liverpool saying the emergency services done an amazing job, and the people of Liverpool also done an amazing job, actually turning into paramedics themselves and helping people. If you don't know the story, a guy has driven a car as it looks on drugs. He's been charged.
Don't fucking say stuff like that.
He has been charged with being on drugs. Yeah. No. That's why I say it.
Didn't someone say?
I've just seen it. I've just been watching the police report.
Really?
Yeah, so he's been charged with driving attempted murder.
Good.
Driving a car while on, and they said drugs, not drink.
Because there was someone said, I know someone said he looked like he came out of a pub. I know. I done it again.
Yeah, again, we're all speculating here at the minute, and they've
this is what people said.
But
I did see the police say this morning that he tailgated in an ambulance. That's how he got
Yeah.
out.
So apparently,
Is that how we got in, Sam? Is that how it?
Yeah. So what happened is the police were saying we had all our roadblocks set up. We are not treating this as a terrorist attack at all.
Yeah.
We had no intel to say that there was going to be a terrorist attack or anything like that. So it wasn't that. Apparently, an ambulance turned into a blocked road where someone was actually suffering a heart attack in the parade. So they went down. This guy has followed them in. And then I'm not going to speculate what happened because we have no idea. All we've seen of the footage is he drives through a crowd of people.
Multiple times, by the way, not just once.
Multiple times.
He was backing up, didn't he? There was footage of him he backed up. Anyway.
So
it was crazy.
My heart.
I would, So from what's turned out to be an amazing day, now everyone's talking about this, and I feel very sorry. Like, obviously, I feel so sorry. Like, you can't imagine taking your kids, and I said this to my kids this morning, of you don't realise how quick things can happen. You're all having a laugh.
Yeah, and if you're
now
in the
there's
wrong place.
dads and mums in hospital with their kids, with adults, with their family, thinking, are they going to live? And that has gone from football. And it really, really made me really sad for the people of Liverpool. They've waited so long to celebrate this. They were doing it perfectly. They weren't doing anything wrong. They were doing exactly what everyone else would do if they were partying in the street. Looked fantastic. And then they're having to deal with this. So that title win that's been they've waited for so long is now marred by this one idiot moment of madness. Because I'm sure, we'll know, but I'm sure he hasn't set out on the day to do this either.
That's what I was just going to say.
I was thinking that as well.
Because I wonder whether it was premeditated, because it didn't seem like it was. It seems too random.
That's what the way they sort of phrased it is. It seems like he's gone out, probably partying, taking a load of drugs. This is any kids listening. Honestly, taking drugs, boys and girls. This is the outcome. What can happen if you're drinking too much? Listen, I drink, you drink. We get carried away sometimes. This is the bad side of that.
Well, his life's over.
His life's over.
And he's now...
His family's life's over.
It's
he might have kids. He might have this. Like you can only think... I think he was from Derbyshire, actually, I think it said. A man from Derbyshire has been arrested.
It might have been West Derby, which is...
West Derby. Is that...
That's Liverpool, yeah.
It is... oh, right, okay. That is what it is. Right, okay. And, yeah, all of this, and it harked me back to how much suffering people of Liverpool have gone through in the past.
I don't think we need to go down that road, mate, because that's a well-trodden road, you know. Like, it's not... There has been suffering, but... It could have happened in any city. It just happened to be Liverpool again. You know, it could have happened.
I just wanted to clarify. I'm not blaming people in Liverpool here at all, whatsoever. I'm just saying it's a lot of grief that city has to go for 1 million people. There's been so much. Well,
listen.
grief.
Fortunately, so far, at least, I think there are 4 people in critical condition. One of them's a kid. I don't know, obviously, the age of the kid or anything like that. So far, nobody is died, you know, and hopefully that doesn't change. But I wouldn't put too much emphasis on like the grief of the city and all that kind of stuff and all the things that have happened in the past, because that literally could have happened in any parade with any fucking idiot who decided to tailgate ambulance into a road that he shouldn't be on. And then
if he's on drugs, he probably don't even realise what he's doing. Like that's the way.
If he was on drugs, but regardless, I mean, I've seen the videos where he's behind the ambulance, and then he goes around the ambulance, and I think he like clipped a couple of people when he went around the ambulance, and that's when everybody was like, "What the fuck is this idiot doing?" And then I don't know whether, as I say,
he's got into panic
to fucking do it, or he just freaked out. When I first saw it, I was like, he must have just freaked out, because that makes no sense. But then I saw the videos where he does it more than once. And I'm like...
And it looked like it was terrorism, didn't it?
There was police all around him, so he could have literally stopped the car when he clipped...
Surprised there isn't one casualty, him, because they got him out the car, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. There's a couple of different versions of that as well, Chris, so I don't know. But what I'm saying is, he could have, once he clipped the first person, he could have realized, well, I fucked up here. I need to because there's police all around him. It's not like he's in the middle of nowhere with nobody around him. He could have stopped the car and been like, listen, this needs to stop now. But he went and then went again.
I know. I saw one say that someone had put the back window through, and that might have scared him, and he might have gone forward and got scared. But then I watched it, and it's bollocks. He fucking reversed back, and he went forward, and he had another go, and then It's
It was for me.
heartbreaking.
It was when he veered right into he had very few people in front of him. He still had people.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but over to the right, there was 10 times as many people.
I know.
To the right.
And that's why it looked like it was a terrorist act. But
That's why it looked like that, because it looked like it was very intentional and I don't know. Fuck knows, but
yeah, I suppose as we get through the coming days, we're going to see more and more.
Does it come out who he supports?
No, like they haven't mentioned any of that.
I don't think no. I don't think that will.
This is not, and do you know what? It was so nice to see Everton come out and say we're with the people of Liverpool again. And do you know what? I have to say with Liverpool and Everton, I do love that they stick together through hard times. That happens a lot, and I really love that about that city. That they go, you know what? Football's here, life's here, and I do love that they always support each other in times of hardship. And there's a bit of rivalry, things like that. But that is forget that rivalry. There's a much bigger social element to this, and I do love that. I think that's very nice. They were very quick to put the statement out. So with Liverpool, but look, statements, things like that. It's all. And this is where you do feel sorry for like emergency services, the police and things like that. How do you stop a nutcase doing something? Like, it's so difficult. Like, on a day of celebration, everyone having the best day. Mate, I can't imagine how. It looked so good. Tone, you posted it earlier in the day.
My whole family was there.
People.
I was the only one who wasn't there.
1.5 million. It's more than the city. So the people that have gone there from probably London and things like that who support there.
Did you see the train station? They posted all like the train station, didn't they? Like the people trying to get on from Leeds, from Crewe, from Birmingham, from everywhere. Like everyone just went. Yeah. No, it's a tragic thing to have happened on.
But anyway, so our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone. We really, really do hope. And I've got to say, that's when you realise we moan about the game, we moan about this. There's a lot more to it than this. Life is a game, and that we all take it too serious.
Yeah, could have been any club, could have been any of us. Yeah, our family members, idiots, fucking idiots. You know.
Yeah, just a dad or mum out with their kids enjoying something, and it's gone to shit. And but sad. Hopefully, everyone is okay. Let's just hope that. And well done to the emergency services and the people there that helped out. You're the real heroes, really.
Agreed.
But right, let's move on to a bit more uplifting. So Liverpool win the title.
Yes, sir.
Sam?
Very happy.
We got Champions League. Because really, Champions League was the real thing we were looking for. And we didn't really get the swings that we wanted.
I want to hear about what you'll think about that Aston Villa decision.
Let's just pause all this 1 second. We need to dig up. Amit, you need to dig up our predictions of what we thought the top five was going to be when we filmed it a couple of months back. I want to see who got it right and who got it wrong.
I said Forest.
Yeah, I think you did as well.
I wanted Villa.
I can't remember who all of our top fives were, but I'd be interested to see what everyone said, because I certainly did not have Chelsea in fourth. I mean,
but they pulled some nice results together at the end, Chelsea.
Do you know what we did? We won 6 out of our last 7 league games. The only one we lost was Newcastle. And I mean, you've all seen me shitting and slagging off Maresca for the part since Christmas time. And I've got to say, he's got them stepping up, and he's got those young players playing well. And like the fact that we are,
it's the youngest ever team to get Champions League football.
Yeah.
Which actually, when you look at that,
by the way,
Sam Stato. That's what we're calling Sam from now on. Stato Sam.
I mean, listen, it's what I would say is it was a great achievement. I thought the celebrations were a little over
the top. Get the fuck out of here. It wasn't a great achievement. It was from the beginning of the season. Football players.
What are you talking about? Listen, Tony.
Spent $1 billion on the squad or something.
No, I know they've spent it, but no one thought Chelsea would now win.
Chelsea getting in the Champions League is a great
achievement. First of all, I'm going to caveat that $1 billion. We spent $1 billion, but we sold 800 million. We spent £1 billion, but we also sold 800 million. So if we want to talk about the nets and the losses, we're not $1 billion down on spending players.
Yeah,
that's not my point, though. That's not my point. You've invested $1 billion in players. When you invest $1 billion in players, then you'd expect them to perform. underperformed somewhat.
Okay, which is fair. And
it's not what I'm saying is, it's not it's not a great achievement. It's an achievement.
Listen, we've gone from 12th to 6th to 4th. It's progress.
That's like setting your bar really low and saying if I exceed it, then it's a success. It isn't.
But who said I haven't set the bar?
Listen, it's a success from where you were at Christmas.
But you use the
January
12th. 12th is outrageous for a team like
correct. But if you guys, let me finish the point of what I was going to say. Chelsea have been a transition team for 2 years now. We're not Roman Abramovich's club anymore. Like, it's not. The Americans came in, they wanted to bring in their own identity. It didn't work for the couple of years, and now these young players have found a way with a young manager, whether he's good or not for the long term, who knows? But they've found a way of stringing good results together. They found a way of making things happen on the pitch now.
It's a football romantic story. It's like Leicester winning the league.
Listen, just because you won your first another Premier League title, you're sitting on your high horse over there, giving it the big.
That's exactly what it is.
He's had a glass of wine.
It's like, let me look down from my perch of first place up here to everybody else in Champions League places.
That's where we are. But what I'm saying is, I'm not objecting to your general point. What I'm saying is, it isn't a fucking great achievement.
I'm not saying it's a great achievement is winning the Champions League.
That's what I objected to. You said
so we'll change the word from great to good. Then we'll say it's a good achievement, not a great achievement.
It's an achievement. It isn't even good. It's an achievement.
Right, it is. Listen, it is. I'll tell you now, them American owners with that 100 million in the bank from Champions League will be saying that's a great achievement, without a doubt.
Yeah.
No, you're talking about accountants though, Sam. What I'm saying is that team.
But it is good for it's amazing for the club. They got Champions League football now. They can attract better players.
I think you're being harsh.
I'm not being harsh.
You are being. I think you are, because
that is a brilliant. As individually and less so collectively, but individually, Chelsea have a fucking brilliant team. Brilliant.
I would disagree with that.
I wouldn't say that. Okay, name me 3 players out of Chelsea that you would.
They got a terrible goalkeeper. The goalkeeper doesn't get in anywhere.
We just won the league. You can't compare it that way. But if
you're saying it's a brilliant team, brilliant teams win the leagues.
Yeah.
Brilliant teams win leagues. Good teams don't win leagues.
So you look at Chelsea. Who's their standard? You got Cole Palmer, who didn't have an amazing season actually.
That's what I mean. He tailed off over the second half of the season. We got Reece James, who's been on and off for 3 years. Like we don't have a world class striker. I mean, I will say that Enzo Fernandez has stepped it up this year.
Yeah.
But he's still not a world beater. Brilliant. I wouldn't say he's any better than Alexis McAllister.
No, but I mean.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just like
one of the best in Europe, though. I mean,
they've got individual players. Then you look at Sancho, hasn't cut the mustard this year. Dewsbury Hall's been
wait for him to get back to United. Exactly, Dewsbury Hall, dog shit. Lavia, great, but injured half the time. Caicedo's the only one that's really kind of, I would say, had a good season. He's featured in all 38.
He's probably the most improved.
He's
Caicedo.
It was 100 million.
But he didn't have a good first season. And Cucurella as well.
Hang on a second. If we're talking about spending big money, can we just talk about Liverpool about to drop 125 million on Florian Wirtz?
I know. How good's that?
I know, but
for an unproven Prem player.
I've got to be honest with you though.
That's what do the politicians call it? That's whataboutery. We're not talking about Liverpool. We're talking about.
I've got to be honest with you. Looking at Liverpool's potential transfers.
If they make those,
I'm looking at them going, if they get Frimpong, Wirtz, because I think Wirtz is brilliant.
So do I.
And Kirkes.
Yeah.
I look at that, and then they add, because they're really touted for Julian Alvarez. Oh, no, sorry, that's Arsenal. Sorry. Yeah. If they get the striker as well, they take Núñez out and get a striker, I look at that Liverpool team and go, whew. Yeah, that's a lot better team.
And by the way, if this time next year we're talking about Liverpool finishing 4th, I will say the same about Liverpool and what I'm saying about Chelsea. We should have done more. If we signed,
because you've just won the league. Chelsea coming from 12th. You've just won the league.
Again, that's setting the bar really low and then celebrating.
I think perspective though, from where Chelsea were 3 months ago. Like, where were you sitting, Sam? You'll know. I don't follow you.
No,
we were like 8th or 9th. We
you weren't even in the conversation, were you?
Couple of months. No, they've
had a good second half of the season, but they still should.
We haven't had a good second half of the season.
But
we had a great. No, we didn't. We went from 12th to 6th to 4th. So you're missing out.
No, at one point you were second.
I'm talking about finishing. I'm not talking about where we were.
Yeah.
We had, in the last 3 seasons, Chelsea have finished 12, 6, 4. This season, we started very well. I remember getting up on a Saturday morning to watch Chelsea play Everton at 4 o'clock in the morning in December. And if we'd won that game, we would have gone top of the league. But we didn't. We drew 0-0, and then it went to shit from there. We lost to Brentford, we lost to Fulham, we lost to Ipswich, we lost to City, and it just went completely off. So from January to probably about March, we were dog shit. We were not looking like we were going to get in the Champions League. And then the last 2 months, they've turned it around.
Quite far down, though, Sam, right?
Where they dropped like a stone. We went from like second with the potential to be first down to like, I don't think we were bottom half, but we were certainly like 7th, 8th or 9th. Like we were in and amongst the Brightons and the Bournemouths and this ones and that.
Clearly, then they've had a good. They've had
a good end. They've had a good end to it.
Yeah.
But between January and March, when we played maybe 20 games, I mean, up until when we beat Forest, we'd only won 1 away game since January. We'd lost 9 out of the 12. Out of our first, what was it? Our first 9 away games, we won 7, drew 1, lost 1. Out of the next 9 away games, we lost 8 and won 1. So it was just like, that was why so our away form went to complete shit.
So you were inconsistent this year, but I think coming back to Chelsea next year,
it's massive Champions League for us. Massive getting in that.
You need a striker, you would say, wouldn't you?
Correct. We need a striker,
goalkeeper. 100% goalkeeper.
I mean, we need a better goalkeeper to challenge Sanchez for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, I wanted to shoot him throughout the course of the
season,
but he's done all right.
He's backtracked on Sanchez now. I can't believe it.
The last couple of games, he's done all right. I mean, I never thought I would say this. I still want to replace him. I still think he's shit, but he's not been calamity.
Kelleher from Liverpool?
No, absolutely.
He's a very good goalkeeper.
West Ham are really strongly linked with Kelleher.
He's a good penalty saver, Kelleher.
For 20 mil, I think that is he in the last year of his contract?
I think he might be.
Because it just sounds ridiculous. Kelleher, West Ham are really linked strongly with him for like 20 mil.
Whoever gets him is getting a very.
We have to sign him.
Goalkeeper.
Well, he's definitely leaving because you've got that Madishvili, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
the one from Valencia.
That's one of the only decisions that I'm a little bit curious about with our
guys.
I'll trod where FSG tell me to go, and but that's what I'm like. Has there ever been a better number 2? Like,
but I think he probably wants to be a number 1 now.
Yeah, he wants to be number 1 now, doesn't he?
And he's not going to be at Liverpool with Alisson there.
Yeah.
Although Alisson, if he was a bit smart, maybe you'd look and go, "How long's Alisson got?"
And he's also fucking injury prone for Alisson.
Yeah,
I mean, he's out. He
played a lot of games, Keller, this year.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's played over the last 2 or 3 seasons. He's played a lot of games.
You have to be careful because you could go to a club like West Ham, let's just say, not go right at West Ham, be in a championship, then you're off somewhere else. And if someone else doesn't need a number 1 goalkeeper, kind of like what De Gea found himself in for that year, no one took him.
Or let's flip it around. You could be like Emi Martinez. You could go from being Arsenal's number 2 to Aston Villa goalkeeper to winning the World Cup with Argentina being voted number 1 keeper in the world.
Yeah.
So he wasn't the number 1 keeper when he made that challenge, was he?
Let's go to Villa now.
Goalkeepers back themselves more than any other position. They back themselves. They're not just like they don't play it safe with themselves, do they? Goalkeepers. They back.
No, but let's move on to Man United. Villa cocked it up, didn't they?
Well,
did the referee cock it up for them?
Well, look, I'm going to say, I've been a proponent and a fan of VAR,
but it wasn't VAR's fault.
No, but this is
so stupid.
Let me finish, because it's like this is where it drives me nuts. How can that be? How can you're there to try on because he didn't blow the whistle 1 second afterwards? How is that fair?
The law, yeah.
But there's no common sense at all. Like the jeopardy, what's at stake with that decision is £100 million. Could be.
Yeah.
And, you would argue that goes in. Villa are in the top 4, and to lose 100, I would Can you imagine?
And do you know what? Fair play to Villa, because they put a statement out straight after they're upset with the PGMOL.
I think it's sour grapes, to be honest with
you.
No.
I'm going to just let him finish with that, because what they've said is he's the most inexperienced referee that was on the day in one of the most biggest jeopardy games, right? Yeah. They're saying, why did we get an inexperienced referee? Now, they haven't said, they said, we're not having a go at VAR, we're not having a go at us losing. But we want to know why that is. And I think that's a very fair point, because it's a big, big, big game. Should have had the biggest referee. Like, why should West Ham Ipswich have a bigger referee?
It's true. Like, Michael Oliver was on VAR at a random game that day. So I will say that you do make a fair point there about why that referee was on the show. But what I will say, to kind of caveat it, is that I do understand why Villa are very upset. Any team would be very upset. But the season is done over 38 games, not over one decision. And all teams get decisions that go for them. They get...
Hang on. Yeah, but those decisions, like, it's down. Remember when there was 3 centimetres where the ball didn't go over the line against City and we lose it by 1 point? I mean, it's...
Yeah, for John Stones, that's what I'm saying. But that wasn't a mistake.
I'm not saying it was. No, I'm not saying... No. Don't. But like... That's it's so close now, the league, and it's so deep, and and
the ramifications are so big.
I mean, my God, Sam, it's probably one of the most financially impactful, worst decisions in living memory. There's the infrastructure to make sure it doesn't happen, and they couldn't use it because of a stupid rule.
I do agree. I do agree with Sam, Chris, where there are probably decisions that have been made earlier in the season because it wasn't on the last day.
But also, let me just say this:
have less attention.
But let's also just add this in. Do you remember a couple of years ago when Sheffield United got relegated because goal line technology didn't work on the line, and Aston Villa stayed up because of that? I didn't see Aston Villa coming out afterwards and saying, the goal line technology, this and that, and the other.
But the other team's not going to come out with it, are they? The team it's against is not going to come out and say, it's ridiculous.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it swings and roundabouts. Aston Villa didn't get relegated because of goal line technology.
Is that there aren't any more swings and roundabouts.
I'm with you, right? Because if that's the law, VAR should be there. I know it's not to re-referee again. VAR should be there for that, saying there's been a cock up here.
Yeah, you've messed it up, ref.
That's a goal, right? Whether you blew the whistle or not.
Who cares?
It's a goal.
That's the whole point. That's what it's there for.
I completely agree. And I think the refereeing...
£1 million on the line, that's what it's
refereeing in the Premier League now, I think, is abysmal because they hide behind VAR. Like, refereeing used to be much better.
There's no culpability and accountability.
No, exactly. And then VAR, it doesn't work.
They're also terrified of making a decision and being made to look stupid. Oh, you were wrong. Like linesmen, they don't put the flag up.
You'd like someone to go, and I think, Taiwan...
that whole thing about the offside decision.
He was offside, wasn't he?
He was miles offside, but because of the new rules where they let the play finish, if they'd raised his flag, he wouldn't have smashed into the post.
Yeah, but, and he's torn all his abdominal, like he's ruptured his intestines. He hit the post so hard. I was watching it live and I went, like that. And he got up and he played on. And he ruptured all his intestines. But he hit the post so hard. But that was where linesman didn't put the flag up, let it play.
Do you remember when Phil Babb did that back in the day against Chelsea?
Oh, and he's nuts.
Well, the other one, what if you're offside and it goes for a corner and they don't call the offside? He was offside, but it doesn't get called. Right, and then they get the corner and they score from the corner. I mean, there's a bunch of...
what do they say? A next part of play or something?
Next phase of play.
Next phase of play, yeah. Ridiculous.
And it's just like, like you can't send someone off if the ref's already booked them. Or there's one of them rules, isn't there? Like,
they're the things, like having to play a golf ball out of a divot. It's fucking stupid. You've hit the fairway.
Yeah.
Like, why do we have these stupid rules?
Yeah, it's like, it's just a stupid rule.
Put a golf
but I agree. And look, Villa has missed out. Look, ultimately, Villa never got the job done. Also, the Man United keeper, what the hell was he doing? They have got two of the biggest bungles ever playing in goal.
That's a fair point.
This guy's come in. He cocked up in the last game he played as well. The understudy of Onana, where on earth has they got this guy from? That was the worst. The way he tried to pick that ball up was, I'd expect to see that at an under 6 game.
Like, jump on it.
It was just like the way he went for it was all wrong, wasn't it? It was like, what was he doing?
Agreed.
I saw Amarin gave the old rousing speech.
Season, not him.
You up?
That keeper, that United number 2, he did play a couple
in there
in the season earlier.
He did well in the shootout against Arsenal in the FA Cup.
Yeah, but he made another cock up when he played as well.
Don't get me wrong, like, he's full of mistakes.
He's played 2 games, made 2 cock ups.
It's incredible.
I saw Amarin give the speech after, like, the dark days are over, the good days are coming.
Blah blah blah. The best video of the week was, did you see Alex Ferguson's face? That video going around online of him watching the couple of minutes.
Do you know what I loved?
Whistle.
There was a clip. There was a clip with Alex Ferguson arriving to the game, and Rio was there, and Jim Radcliffe's coming in the back, right? And Alex goes, "Hello, Rio," like that, shaking his hand, and then Jim Radcliffe comes over and goes, "Hello, Rio," and Alex Ferguson don't even acknowledge that he's there. Really? You know that bitter old Scotsman because they cut his money off. Like,
they took his pension away.
Yeah, and he's like, he just blanked him, and I thought, yeah, good on you, Alex. Like, but I look at Man United again.
I will tell you this though. To be fair to Amarin, he came out with a statement which I thought was I don't want to say it's awesome, but I was shocked by it. He said, if they want me to go, I'll leave and I won't get paid. Like, because the whole point is saying, like, it's one thing saying
sack me,
because then they own the rest of which will be probably 10, 15 million bucks or whatever it is. Yeah. So to come out and say, if they don't want me, I'll leave and I'll give up my company. I thought that was that's a pretty proud
it's not like
statement.
It's not like he had a 5-year deal. I think they gave him a 2.5-year deal or whatever it was. So,
no, but still, would you walk away from it?
That's £5 million.
It's £5 million or something.
I mean, what's going to be more embarrassing? I mean, obviously £5 million is £5 million, but what's going to be more embarrassing for your future career, like destroying Man United and walking away with money, or leaving with your head held high?
You know what I can't stop watching is the way you're stroking your head.
You probably
it ain't coming back, Sam.
It's like watching Dr. No with a cat.
Yeah.
No, Blofeld. Like that. He's just doing this. I can't stop watching it.
I'm not used to having hair on the top of my head anymore. It's that hair transplant. It worked wonders for me, didn't it? It's like gone from
I've got the cap on.
Really?
I'm trying to bring mine back.
I've gone from polishing it to being able to stroke it. That's why I love the old.
Wait, did you get it? You said hair transplant?
Yeah, I had one done last August.
Did you?
I did.
That's a good one. Where did you go?
It's what happens.
Rugs are us.
I like
It's what happens when you live. It's what happens when you live in LA, Tony. You get all cosmetic surgery that you mind after a while.
I mean, fortunately, mate, I'm packing up there.
I know. You boys have definitely.
It's the only place I'm packing, but I'm packing up there.
Exactly. You're gonna next time we're on the pod, you're gonna see me with a full-on afro.
He'll be picking it with a comb then. Like, he's just stroking his head constantly.
It's a good one as well. It doesn't look. It's a good one. Well played. I'm intrigued. I might pick your brain.
It goes on every morning. He puts this in a can.
Chris, you don't need the hair transplant, Chris.
Mate, it's in the post, mate. That's why I've got the cap on all the time.
You're fine. You're good to go.
I think I'll zip it before I get it transplanted.
Just call me Marwan Fellaini.
Down to the wood.
Fellaini, yeah. Anyway, Newcastle, Eddie Howe got it. They got. I listened to Shearer last night, and he was like, "I never ever thought Man United would bail me out." He said, I can't believe it. He said, because they lost against Everton. He said, we were terrible.
I was shocked at that.
They got through. I couldn't believe they'd cocked it up. But yeah, it was, what a season, Newcastle. Champions League football and a trophy. Mega. Shearer said, actually, it's funny when you see, like, obviously we've had a terrible season, but he said, it's got to be the best season of my life. He said, like a trophy and
Champions League.
Did anyone also watch, just cutting to the other thing, Gary Lineker's last match of the day?
I did, yes.
I watched his farewell speech that he put out there.
They done a montage as well.
They put a good. I mean, I will say that, as we've said before, the BBC are just the best at putting those montages together. Like a BBC,
it was quite sad.
it's just crazy when you think how long we've watched Gary Lineker for now. Like
25 years he's been on Match Today. 26 actually, yeah, sorry.
I was 12 years old when we first started watching that, and I'm 40 next year, and like he's been doing that. It's just the maddest thing going when you think about it. Like,
I think because we remember Des Lynam, so it's like you can't. It's weird that we don't think that Gary's been doing it that long.
No,
but I even remember.
I'm old enough to be able to still sing to the tune to Grandstand, mate.
And they had what was it? What was the opening song? It was U2.
No, that was when it went to ITV for a season.
That's what I said. That's when it went to ITV.
When it was called the Premiership,
when Andy Townsend was in the tactics truck.
Yes,
they'd done it for a year, didn't they? It was rubbish, wasn't it? Because that was Des Lynam, wasn't it?
It was, but it was dog shit because it had breaks in it and adverts, and everyone was just like, "Felt like get it back to BBC again," and they got it back.
It was only for 1 year. It went to ITV.
It was for 1 year. 1 year, and it was a beautiful day song. The U2 tune.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day.
I'll tell you this, which is just quickly as well, talking about older Match of the Day pundits, to see Alan Hansen after the year.
Yes, that was unbelievable. He looks unbelievable.
I love Alan.
Yeah.
And Gaza.
Virgil van Dijk, who
giving him the trophy. That was. I mean,
he's one of the best centre-backs.
Hansen looks old now, doesn't he?
Listen, by all accounts,
but he is old.
Yeah, I mean, I mean,
but when you haven't seen him, you remember him when you're a kid.
But he was on death's door a few months ago.
That's what I mean.
What was wrong with him?
Do you know? I actually don't know, but he wasn't very well. He was not very well by all accounts.
He spoke so well as well, didn't he? It was the montage they put together. Gazza's was funny, and I listened to Lineker's podcast last night. He said, "I've listened to the unedited version." He said, and let me tell you, we couldn't put that on because Shearer said you're going to take up Gazza's offer. Because Gazza said, Lineker, he said, you're going to come out, get some new teeth and some Botox, come out to me with turkey and we'll get on the lash. And he said, you're going to take up Gazza's offer.
Brilliant.
But he said the unedited version. And Ian Wright gave a lovely speech. I love Ian Wright.
I like
Ian Wright. Ian Wright's great.
I don't think there's a person
in the world that he's a really good guy.
Ian Wright.
Yeah, how could you not like Ian Wright?
Unless you're any
He's a national treasure.
I agree.
An actual national treasure.
God, have you seen when the teacher comes up to him behind? Have you seen that? In his
that's from years ago.
Because he always cries all the time as well, doesn't he?
God bless him for that. But to see him, he changed into a little kid. It was one of the most beautiful things. If you haven't seen that, Google that. It's
it was brilliant.
Absolutely mega. Ian Wright meeting his old teacher.
But it was really, I've got to say, it was a really, really nice send off for Gary Lineker. Shame that I'm actually a bit. I thought on his podcast he might address what's happened, and he hasn't addressed it at all. And
well, he put a statement out, didn't he? And I think you can probably fall into the trap of
keep
drawing
defending
it out.
yourself.
And he said what he said.
Probably best just keep going because people who like him and like listen to him. Like, I love his podcast. I love it. I love Shearer. I love Mika. I love.
Do you know what it is? It's like Simon Jordan summed it up very perfectly. They said if you're listening to what Gary Lineker says and you're taking it as gospel, you need to be asking yourself some questions
about politics.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, who cares? Who cares what he fucking says? Like, it's just like.
Here's what 99.9999% of people says. You know, like.
Listen, at the end of the day, if there was one person to get offended by that post on this podcast, it would have been me because I'm the only Jew here, and like it did have obviously the Jewish connotations. But I don't really care.
On the last podcast, we should have got Sam. It would have been great to have your.
Yeah, I mean, like.
What was your point of view, though, Sam?
I was disappointed in it, but what it just shows me is the fact that he doesn't know. Like, to a Jewish person, if you show a Jewish person a symbol of a rat with in an old school image, you know what it means. You know where that comes. You know where that image comes from. You know what the meaning behind that image is. So the fact that somebody like Lineker doesn't know what that means, all it just shows me is how ignorant he is to the subject.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. And if people want to continue to do that and post it and all this stuff, and it's just like, I'm sure everyone's seen this weekend, the latest thing that's been put out there to demonize Israel is that horrific video of that little girl walking through the fire. It's fucking horrible. Like, anyone with kids or anyone with a heart would think it's fucking horrendous. But then the picture that's just been put out of all the other 9 children that have just been killed was a picture that was recycled from 6 months ago, and it was another family that was like that wasn't even killed, that was like moved from somewhere to here and there, and it's just like misinformation is just so readily available. And if you're somebody like Lineker and you see it and you don't know the subject and you see a horrible video, you're probably going to post it because it is going to pull at the heartstrings. Like, no one likes to see death. No one likes to see like children, like whatever it might be. It's like, well, you just have to be a human to think that way. Like it's just the way it goes. But to post that video with the rat up there just highlighted how little he really knows and the offence that he was going to cause with it.
Yeah.
I wasn't overly offended by it. I just thought it was what an
I
idiot.
think that's the best way to take it. And as you say, Simon Jordan, the way he summed it up with, listen, Gary Lineker has been an amazing presenter, and he has, like, as a presenter, I think he's incredible.
Phenomenal.
I think he's helped a lot of people. Everyone who spoke about him. I thought it was a real tearjerker, and it's going to be weird to see Match of the Day now with 3 presenters.
Well, I don't think Lineker's a racist. I don't think he's an anti-Semite by any stretch of the word. He's just misguided and he's just misinformed, and that's it.
On the last one we did, I said to the fella, I've worked with Lineker a few times, quite a few times. I've photographed him a few times, and worked with his family and all that kind of stuff. And to call somebody ignorant, for me, is one of the worst insults you could ever give to anybody, because it means that you're just being fucking lazy. But to post what he posted and not know what he was posting was ignorant. It was.
Yeah, 100% it was.
And it's cost him. It's cost him his job. It's cost him.
He was leaving anyway.
But I think he was probably leaving because of his views.
He's probably been snapped up already. He's probably been with TNT or Amazon or one of these punters now. Like, it's not like we're not going to see Lineker again.
I'm sure he will. I'm certain he will. But I will say, though, because I don't want to leave it on he's being ignorant. Whenever I've met him, whenever I work with him and his family, all brilliant. Like, very, very nice people, you know? And not everybody is, as we all know. But he was ignorant. What he did was ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I suppose we've got to address as well, in the week, Spurs won their first trophy.
Yes, they did.
I know me and Sam don't want to touch on it, but I've got to be honest with you. I'm really happy for my brother-in-law, Jay, because he was at the game and he got to do the exact experience that I got to do, which is so weird. And I said it to him, I'm so glad he got to do it. So he went to the players' party after the game. I saw that. And he got to experience the exact experience I got. So I was actually really, really pleased for him. Look, Ange has come out with some big things this week. I do think... I actually look at Spurs. I think the best option is both of them to part ways. I really do, because I do. And listening to Ange this week, it does sound like he kind of knows the writings on the wall. No one in the club's saying it. I think they're kind of going, "What do we do here?" But it had gone sour. And if you look at Spurs now with Champions League, they haven't got. I don't think Spurs have got a bad squad at all. They need a few players with 100 million coming in, and if they get a new manager in who can get it, it's quite an attractive proposal, I think, for someone to take over Spurs at this minute. And Ange has left it in a good spot. I think it leaves Ange in a good spot to go and get another job. Yeah, that it couldn't work at Spurs, and maybe the next person can't make it work either. But I do think the best thing for them all is to part ways. Which is harsh.
Who would you have? Who do you think is good for that role?
I don't actually know. I know they've said Thomas Frank, Iriola has been put up there.
Why would Thomas Frank go to Spurs? Why?
Bigger budget.
So in the Champions League.
Bigger budget, bigger stadium, Champions League.
Bigger club. It's a much bigger club.
To live in London.
Yeah. Carry on living in London. I think there'd be a lot of reasons why.
I think he's better than Spurs, Thomas Frank.
No.
I don't. What, a Champions League club?
But
okay. In the Premier League, right? Let's just say he wants to stay in the Premier League. Premier League's the best in the world.
Yeah.
Who'd he go to? He's not going City. He's not going Liverpool. He's not going Arsenal. He's not going Newcastle.
No, he doesn't go.
Not going Villa.
Where he is.
So where's he go?
No. What I'm saying is he stays where he is unless a really big opportunity comes up. Like if Liverpool would have come up last year.
Listen, Thomas Frank is never going to be in the line for a top job like that.
I think Crystal Palace's manager's covered himself.
Yeah, he's good. Glasner, I think he's old Ollie Glasner,
great, hasn't he?
And won things in the past. With Frankfurt and Palace.
I think what will depend on whether he stays or not is whether they sell off their squad again this year or not. Because apparently Bayern Munich want Eze.
Everybody wants somebody from Palace, I think.
Yeah.
I think there's quite a few. Look, Newcastle went for Mark Gay hard last year.
Do you know who I think
Dean
one of their best
Henderson.
players is? The right back, Munoz, is class act.
Tyreek Mitchell, another good player.
Yeah.
Walton.
Mateta, Wharton, Eze.
There's some big players there sitting there.
They're organised, aren't they?
They could sell easily £250 million worth of players this summer.
Easy.
Yeah.
By the way, little side note here.
He's been able to organise that squad into really efficient win games. And you talk about Tottenham, who've probably got a better squad, and maybe Ange, the style of play, has meant that they've lost more than they've won this year. Maybe that squad with better organised, or different, I would say better, different organisation.
And a couple of players in there.
Yeah.
I genuinely think Tottenham is a very, very, very attractive look for a manager at this moment with the Champions League football.
I do as well.
And if they got a back, because I don't think I know the Tottenham squad. The Tottenham just finished there, but I actually do think that is down to a lot of it of how the manager was playing, and was his stubbornness and wouldn't change it in games because he changed it in the final, went to a back five, and which he refused to do, and all of a sudden he won. He won.
That's what caught Amarim. I think that's what caught Amarim out cold. Like he was not expecting Tottenham to come in and play so defensively like that.
They done brilliantly. I've got to say,
by the way,
it was the worst game of football you'll ever watch.
Can I just
I said it this week. So our friend Mark Boyan, one of the owners at Charlton, they came up this week. They played Orient.
I've got to tell this because this is Sam in a fucking nutshell. We're on this text group. Mark's chairman, or CEO, isn't he, of Charlton, and they've just got promoted. Sam's text on the group. Congratulations, Mark. Worst game of football I've ever seen, but congratulations. I'm not fucking say what you see.
But it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. But
and Charlton played just so defensive. Orient actually were quite...
Orient looked sharp, didn't they?
I saw Wimbledon went up this weekend as well.
Did they? From where?
From League... I think they're in the Championship as well now. AFC Wimbledon. I think they're in the Championship now.
Wow, so they went up to the... Wow. So the Premier League, we got Sunderland back.
Yeah, that was a good game.
That was a good game. That was.
I'm happy. I didn't want Sheffield United back. I actually don't like Sheffield United. They're just too up and down and up.
Me
and
too.
Down,
Because Sunderland is a big club. Also, have you seen the news this week? It's being bandied around. I don't know if it's Sheikh Turkey or Turkey. From Millwall.
What's that? I haven't seen this.
The Saudis.
The Saudis want to buy Millwall.
Turkey who puts on... Is it Sheikh Turkey?
Yeah, the guy that does the boxing.
I don't want to be disrespectful, but his name's Turkey something.
Right.
Turkey al-Sheikh.
What, they want to buy Millwall?
Turkey al-Sheikh, I think. And I'm very sorry if I got it wrong. I don't mean it rudely at all. I just know him as Turkey.
He's not listening, Sam. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he posted Millwall and... It's getting a lot of Millwall fans excited. Sonny is a Millwall fan. I'm the only West Ham fan at the minute. I'm quite interested in going to support Millwall for a year.
Why don't you come and buy you? I'll maintain. I think West Ham's got to be one of the best buys.
It's mad, isn't it? He's so mad. I just do not. But you buy Millwall for 50 million.
Nothing. Yeah.
100 million. Let's just say it is.
Not even.
And you wouldn't think, would you? 20 million, 30
What's
million.
Crazy is you think Newcastle sold for 300.
Yeah.
When you think what a deal that was.
Yeah.
What a deal that was to get.
And
that
West Ham, they want 700 million
85 for. Back in the day. Like not that far back in the day.
Yeah. By the way, can we just take a minute to take a step back and realise that Arsenal are singing Champions of Europe, we know what we are, but for the women's team. I swear to God, tell me you've seen those videos online. They are singing. They're trying to say it's a bigger achievement than Tottenham winning the cup this week, and they're all like.
I've seen some actual people saying that seriously.
Yeah,
they're like literally serious, saying it's a bigger.
They are
bigger
being 100%
than...
deadly serious.
No, they're not. They're fucking.
Tony,
no.
I'm gonna send you a couple of videos. There are 100% Arsenal fans that are going around saying that is a bigger achievement than Tottenham. We're champions of Europe.
But to be fair,
we are.
Did you see the turnout they had for the parade?
Yeah, I did.
It was
but
huge.
It's only because the men...
Was it?
Say that again.
the turnout they had for their parade for the Women's Champions League was absolutely huge.
They did a parade at the stadium for it, yeah. And then you had all the AF TV mob going down there celebrating it like it was the men's team.
Listen, whatever.
To be fair, Arsenal do get behind their women's team. That they've always been the advocates of women's football. Arsenal. They are
because of Ian Wright.
Yeah.
Probably because of him. He's the biggest advocate, isn't he? Like a profile men's advocate.
Not any Aluko.
So in your opinion, boys. So in your opinion, I can't answer this question because I'm just I hate Arsenal so much. Who's had a better season, Arsenal or Tottenham?
Oh, come on. It's a freaking stupid question.
How?
Oh, because Tottenham have won.
So who do you think?
Tottenham.
So you're saying Tottenham have? Okay, interesting.
Do you know what? It's so difficult because if you ask the owners of Arsenal,
they'll be delighted with the
delighted.
Everyone thought they were going to win, though. Like I think everyone thought this was Arsenal's season, didn't they?
Do you know what? Sam will tell you. I wanted Arsenal to win the Champions League. I did. I know you. I know you. London hate Arsenal. I know. But
I did as well. I've got to be honest with you. I wanted Arsenal to win the league and the Champions League this year.
They would have been unbearable. We say that, but they would have been unbearable. Their fans would have been unfucking bearable for
all fans
forever.
Of all clubs are unbearable, no matter.
Do you know what? It's really funny because I thought
even now we're making fun of them for singing about the women's league, the women's team.
But they put themselves in that position. Chelsea's women won the treble this year. Do you see me even posting about it? I don't give a shit.
I know, but
I really thought that I would be so affected by Tottenham winning the Europa League. I really did think. I've got to be honest with you. I think because we've all been crap this year, it hasn't affected me one bit. I don't actually, and I'm actually quite good. I haven't felt bad. In actual fact, it's weird. I actually wanted them to win it over Man United because I like Ange more than Man United. Weirdly, I don't know. Only because he's a bit entertaining.
He's great, mate.
But I just, you know what it is. If Man United
I don't think you would say that if you hadn't won the Conference League a couple of years ago, because you know what it's like to go through that feeling. And I was the same as well. Like the other Sam Collins that's out here, I wanted them to win so he could experience what it was like.
And they haven't been unbearable. I've got to be honest with you. I haven't looked at it and gone, here's one thing I want to reference, right? James Maddison after the game, right?
That's brilliant.
So he went full John Terry and put the full kit on, right? Then he's digging Roy Keane out on the TV. Did you see the interview?
Yeah.
Where he's digging Roy Keane out, and it's like, hold up a minute, mate. You didn't even play in it. You're talking about you're a winner, you're this, you're that. Didn't even fucking play.
I know.
You've been actual fact, you did nothing. You've had a terrible season. I like James Maddison. I like him talking, but talking to Roy Keane about, and I loved Roy Keane's end line when he went,
that was brilliant.
He had an amazing game today, didn't he?
He played really well today.
And you know what, Roy, what was great about that, it was obviously a bit uncomfortable, but he let him have his moment.
Yeah.
He didn't shoot him down. He let him have his moment of giving him a bit of stick. And Maddison was quite funny with it as well.
Roy Keane. He's class.
But I did think, come on, mate, like, you know what? Behave yourself a little bit. You didn't play. You've put the full kit on. You look a bit of a plank.
It's not as in his nature. He's a bit of a fucking rascal, isn't he? That's what he is, James Maddison.
He's very good on TV. He will be a pundit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what else do you expect from him? Like, because it's not the first time that Roy Keane has said something about him. Like, Roy Keane's giving him shit in the back.
Roy Keane's called him out a few times this season with the old Roy when he was doing the old dart thing, Keno on the
exactly. He's just giving it back. And listen, he couldn't lace Roy Keane's boots. We all know that, but fair play to him for not taking it lying down, you know.
No, exactly. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good interview, though. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. It was a good interview.
I'd like to say one thing before we go as well. Jurgen Klopp and the impact he still has at Liverpool, and in terms of the reception
it's good,
Trent Alexander-Arnold got and probably wasn't going to get unless he said what he said halfway through the week. I thought that was class.
No, and he was there as well.
And he was there, but to get up in front and say, that's not us, don't do it. And I think the whole stadium listened. Because, I mean, they gave him, as I think they should have, the send-off that he deserved. And I don't think that would have happened if Jurgen hadn't come out and said
that. Is true. That is true, Chris. However,
go on.
And I'm actually I was really glad that look at Sam, he's fucking moving now. We're talking about
because my headphones are run out of battery, so it's on the speaker in the lobby. I'm getting set outside. How's this for a backdrop this morning?
Where are you?
Oh, beautiful.
That's pretty.
Where are you?
I'm in Boulder.
Oh, you're in Colorado.
Colorado.
Nice.
Why?
My missus is
I thought the Rockies were a little rockier than that.
Yeah, it's very, very nice out here. Lovely.
But Chris, just going back to that, I was made up that Trent got the reception and all that kind of stuff. But did you see, Sam? I sent it to the other group with all your fucking West Ham idiot mates.
Say what you see.
And it was, Curtis Jones on the
bus,
the open top bus, and he stood. So it's Curtis Jones here, Mo Salah's next to him, Trent is there, and Szoboszlai is there, and Trent's crying.
Yeah.
And it's at the front of the bus, and they got the bus in front of them that does the video and stuff, and Curtis Jones looks around and he's like, "Fuck's he crying for?" And then Salah goes, "I don't know," and he goes, "He's doing it for the fucking cameras." And he goes, "Fuck off." There's a video I sent to.
There probably is a bit of that. Do you know what I love? These memes.
There definitely is.
Have you seen these memes on when they do it with AI, where it's got Trent and he's giving a speech and it's Jude Bellingham's on the phone. They call each other babe, and he goes, "All right, babe, I'm on loudspeaker, babe," like that. It's so funny.
Even their Birmingham accent, that's funny.
It's so funny. Whoever makes these.
There's a brilliant one where it's Trent, and it's fucking outrageous, but it's hilarious. Trent and Jude, and the whole the baby that looks like both of them.
Brilliant.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah. But I thought Trent was. I thought it was a. You could see that he'd been bottling, because you can imagine like having to deal with all the stick he's had, and then for it all to, his mum came up and it was a very. I thought it was quite a beautiful.
Listen, I don't want to talk about Trent anymore. I've had enough.
Exactly. I'm glad he got the reception, but he's fucking.
He's old news. He's old news now.
See you later. Enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. Go off, do Madrid. They got Alonso. I saw yesterday Luka Modric has finished at Real Madrid at 39 or 40 years of age.
Did you watch the send-off they gave him?
You were?
You see the send-off they gave him?
Yeah.
I mean, him and football is losing some real legends this year. I mean, Modric is retiring. Ancelotti's left route club football to go to Brazil now. I mean,
Cristiano
it's just
announced today.
No, so I didn't realise Cristiano's contract's up.
Yeah,
I know. I didn't realise he left.
Al Nassr, is it? Yeah. Al Nassr. I didn't realize. So he is going to go somewhere.
He's going to go to somebody who's in the Club World Cup.
Well, so they're saying that he might just go to someone for the Club World Cup.
Sign back there.
And then go back. It might not even be Al Nassr. He might go somewhere else. But he
is
going to
amazing
continue without a doubt.
If he went to Miami, if he went to Miami for the Club World Cup and him and Messi playing together.
Well, I bet you any money the Americans are trying to make that happen, because that is the draw.
Yeah.
To get the bums on the seats, because I don't think this Club World Cup has sold tickets well at all.
Well, do you want to watch it?
No, it's a glorified friendly.
We've got PSG Atletico at the Rose Bowl. I'm thinking I'm probably going to go to that. That'll be a good game.
Yeah, but you live here and it's your team. So
what? Chelsea are doing the Rose Bowl?
No, PSG.
PSG. I'm going to go to that game. Sam, if you want to book tickets, we'll all go.
When is that?
Chelsea.
June 15th.
Yeah, June 15th.
That's my birthday, boys. I'll take a ticket from you guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I think we should. I said I'll take the boys to that. I was actually supposed to be going over to. I'm still supposed to be going to New York to like the semi-final, final. But I just don't know if I like. It's just.
I don't know whether anybody will give a shit. Will they? I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, there's some great prize money on offer if you win this tournament.
I know, but who cares about
Well, that's
that?
what it is, 100 million or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's for the club, though, isn't it? Like, it's not prestigious. It's the first ever one. You know, it's
a big another money spinner, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But nowadays, I think the clubs do, because of PSR and all these rules. I mean, money is a lot more important than what it used to be because of the fact that you got all these wages to cover and all these costs to cover. You need this money to be a sustainable club nowadays.
It's probably why Newcastle's is a really good season.
Put it this way, Sam,
they haven't been able to spend like City did.
Would you rather that Chelsea finish outside of the top 4 and win this Club World Cup? Or
No.
Champions League all day. I would Champions League.
That's what I'm saying. So it doesn't. It's so then you've proven the point. It doesn't fucking matter. Nobody cares.
It might surprise us. I don't understand how they're gonna do this Club World Cup and go full pelt with it, and then go into a season someone like Pep,
Liverpool aren't playing,
who's had no, Liverpool not in it.
So are they? I mean, without being
only
fan,
Chelsea and City.
How's that like with the Premier League champions? How are we not in it?
I'm glad we're not.
I'm glad we're not.
Done it
by the
on
way,
European things.
They've done it off Champions League coefficient.
It's got no credibility.
No, it hasn't got any credibility. It's basically been handpicked who they wanted in it, which is weird. Liverpool were not in it because they're a bigger draw in America than Chelsea,
for sure,
and Manchester
United.
United.
And it's the people that will pay to watch it. In Asia and everywhere else. I mean, it's
mad that they haven't put them in it.
And I'm not mad. I really couldn't give a monkey.
No, honestly, I actually look at it. If you've got City and Chelsea, the only English ones in it, aren't they?
Let them play.
You'd be glad City's in it.
Knackered on August 9th or whatever.
And I wonder if Pep will play a proper team or if because I know you're looking at this but
you probably want the dome.
Yeah, but will you go for it because of the connotations for the league next year?
Yeah,
injuries and things like this. Yeah, what usually happens with these? Because I remember when West Ham were in the Intertoto Cup, for example.
Yeah.
Right, and
you won that, didn't you?
Yeah, we won it.
I remember in 1999.
Just a club laden with trophies, and but what happens is because you're playing competitive games at the start, you start well.
Yes.
Yeah, but then you fade. Fair. Then you fade, and it just you kind of fade off, and that happens to a lot of some of these ones that had to play early European. We've done it with UEFA qualifications and things like that, where they're a better friendly almost, but you end up starting well, but you end up fading through the season. But this is a lot of games you're talking about.
Is it?
I'm happy that we're not in it.
As soon as the end of August comes and the games
up to speed
fast until Christmas. 5 points could lose you the league or lose you a European place. It's
huge
goal difference.
We'll see next year, and then you've got the following year. What you got to remember for these same players, World Cup, straight into another tournament.
Yeah,
we've had the Euros, Club World Cup, World Cup. All back to back.
At least we got some good sports coming to the States that we can enjoy rather than if we wanted it coming anywhere in the world, we wanted it coming over to us. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice for us because I'm really looking forward to the World Cup because I'm going to actually go and do the whole thing. I'm going to follow England the whole way.
I would love to do that. I'd love to do an England tour. I've never,
just go and see. I'm going to take the kids. I'm going to go.
Have they named the cities or anything yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got all the host cities, but they don't know. They haven't said who's.
It's Mexico, America, and Canada.
Yeah.
But no, I know that. But I'm saying they haven't named the cities where they're going to play.
Yeah. LA, New Jersey. The finals in New Jersey, I think.
But if they said England are going to play here then.
Oh, no, they haven't said where England. They haven't pulled the groups yet.
Yeah.
No.
They'll do that once that happens. But it would be great if England are in LA.
Because not everyone's qualified yet, are they?
No.
Are they not? Is the qualifiers not done?
No, they're still doing qualifiers. It'll finish in September this year.
You know what? I pay zero attention to international football until it's a tournament.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Zero.
Right, we're finishing up there. Thank you, guys. We'll see you. We're going to continue through the off season as well. So we'll
through the off season.
Through the off season.
You American?
Do you know what? I've been with Yanks all weekend watching football. Literally, what a weekend. We had a long weekend here. I'll finish with this. We had 3-day tournament, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, in Norco, in California. Literally driving there and back every single day, hour and 20 minutes each way, both days. they got all the way to the final and lost it in the final to a team that they, in the last minute, they lost. And it was a team they beat in the first game in the last minute. So they got them back. But they done so well. Honestly, my boy is a really, really good player.
So he's free kick.
Are both of the boys playing in the team?
No, just one of them. And the other one, he's done me up this week. So I got him into golf and tennis because he's not a big fan of like football and things like that. He's not a really big fan of sports, but he started playing golf and tennis. He's played 2 days down at the Riviera with his friends.
Has he by? Oh,
so,
you're fucked now.
So basically, I walked in and I went, like, I'm at this football tournament sitting on a sideline, and one of my kids is playing the Riv with, if you don't know the Riviera Country Club is arguably one of the best courses on the planet.
Not arguably, is one of the best courses
and
on the planet.
Most golfers will never get a chance to play it because it's a members-only course. And I am not a member. I'm a member of the tennis club there. Even they won't let me be a member of the golf club. They're so hard at it. His friend's dad is a member there. And he took him, thankfully, for the last 2 days. And I looked at him and I went, as I walked in, I went, you lucky fucker. I said, you literally had my best weekend that I could ever have playing the Riv 2 days in a row.
Living his best life.
So he's in a golf now.
It's an absolute treat to play that golf. We could do a whole podcast on that. But
yeah. And you played it last week, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah, Chris played it last week, so with his sonny. But yeah, so we was all kids football and everything, but it was, sitting these tournaments, they are right. And that's why I'm saying there's people shouting, great defense. The offense is set. And like, kick it. And you're like, oh, please shut up. And like the parents, they all think these boys are going to be professional footballers. And you're just like, just let them enjoy it. Just please, like, stop driving them mad. Like, they've got to rest between games. They've got to sleep between games. I'm like, mate, my kid's going in the pool. He's going to have a burger before the final. I don't care.
What do you mean between games? Like,
so to give you an idea of how stupid it is arranged, their first game on Saturday was at 10 a.m. The second game was at 5:50 p.m. So we have to wait from 11 a.m. till 4:30 is when they start their warm up, right? So you've got to keep these kids, 10-year-olds, entertained, and we're like in a hotel, goes by hotel lobby basically, and the kids jumping in the pool, they're all jumping around, and people going. There's not really in these places. There's not really much to eat. You can't go. The food was good, okay there, but it's like burgers and chips and things like that. It was all right, but no, you need to get them a salad. They need to go and get a rest. They need and I went, mate, leave me alone. Like
me out.
They're gonna like my boy had a load of them. We took them to a burger restaurant before the final, and they ate burgers and chips before the final. It's like just let them know.
Give it to them. It's what they want. It's not like
some of them are 9. And like, you go, do you know what? They were all having a laugh with their mates, having a burger. Then they go and play a final. They lost it. But I go, look, it's up to them. They're going to get it on. But it's mad.
There was something recently. There was a guy, he's like, look, who studies this. He's like, there is no such thing as an elite athlete at 9 or 10.
Zero.
It just doesn't exist. Like, so, as you say, let him enjoy. And look, I'm as guilty as this as the next one with our kids, hoping and wanting. But you just go, look.
He's really good. I've got to say, James is really good. He's such a good defender. Like, he's got the basics of defending. He needs to be a bit more, but whatever. But he's defending. He knocks people up in the air. It's like, and I love that. He scored an amazing free kick, and in the final, one went over. It's gone over the keeper, and he done a Mickey Van de Ven.
Saw that free kick he scored. That was a good free kick.
It's a banger it was. He banged it top corner. He was but he's got such a lovely strike. But yeah, he done really well. And I said to him all after, I'm just so proud of you. You've got to. They have literally, to my angst,
character builder, Sam. Character builder.
Get to every final, so we have to stay there for the 3 days. All the time. So we're there the whole thing, and they've only ever won 1. I must have seen them lose 5 now. And they've won 1, which was the last one. But they're always at the final. But that means you have to go the extra day. So it's like, I want to have a break. Me and Pedro got in bed at 8 o'clock last night and went to sleep. We were just dead. It was like, But yeah, anyway, all the parents out there doing a good job. Well done.
Guys, we'll see you back. We'll be back in there later today.
And I will see you all later.
Safe travel, Sam.
Sounds good.
Toe, great to see you. Up the Reds. Up the Reds.
Bye.